What's up, my good people? This is Joey Young, and today I'm talking about how to suffer less and achieve more by reframing our pain. So I was going for a run the other day, and it was during a particularly hard part of that run, an uphill part, that I had a thought, and that triggered the topic of today's video. It was a kind of a new idea. And that thought was not actually a new idea. The thought was something like, this sucks and I want to go home. I'm sure it's pretty common for runners. But that actually triggered a new idea that after my run, I actually went over to my journal to write down because I wanted to capture this idea. And the idea is that progress pain is not actually pain. For those who don't know, progress pain is the pain we experience on the way to accomplishing a goal or a dream. So my thought was, progress pain is not actually pain, it's actually a sacrifice that we decide to make. If you think about it, it's true. So if we're on a journey to accomplish a goal or a dream, we are making a decision to forego short-term comfort and pleasure for the purpose of achieving something meaningful in the future, right? And so that's going to cause some struggle and some pain sometimes, growth pain and sacrifices. It's also true that, when we want to go after a dream or a goal, we want to make progress in our lives, there is struggle that is required. Struggle is to progress as strings are to a violin. The former is required for the latter. It's not our choice. It's just the way things are, right? But the cool part is, if we can embrace these truths, we can actually suffer less. And the reason is suffering comes from dwelling on negative thoughts and negative emotions. So if we can embrace up front, we can identify and clearly embrace the struggles that we'll face on the way to accomplishing our goal before we experience them, we can not dwell on them and suffer less. See, if we can once and for all decide that the struggle on the way to accomplishing our goal is worth it, then we can experience less suffering because we're not dwelling on the hardships of the journey. Okay, so that's a really interesting idea, but I'm sure you're wondering, okay, how do I embrace this progress pain so I can suffer less? Well, I'll give it to you in 3 steps. And the first step is you need to have a really compelling goal for yourself. And a really compelling goal has a couple of key factors. First of all, it's very clear. Your goal that you have must be very, very specific, so you know when it's been achieved, and also has to have a due date attached to it. So 3 to 4 sentences long, and if a stranger read it, they knew when it was due and exactly if it was accomplished or not on that date. The second piece of a really compelling goal is it needs to have a strong emotion attached to it. So make sure that your goal has a very strong emotional driver that's motivating you to accomplish it. And strong emotional drives come from strong feelings. So you can kind of kickstart your brain with strong feelings that you feel by asking yourself, like, who do I really care about? Or what people group do I really care about? What really pisses me off? What makes me angry? What injustice enrages me. Enrages is not a word. And makes me full of rage. What part of my life am I sick and tired of being sick and tired about? Engage those strong emotions into your goal to make them really, really effective. So once you have that really, really effective goal, that's step 1. Step 2 is to list out all the struggle that you may encounter on the way to accomplishing that particular goal. And this seems kind of weird and it might not be a fun experience, but if you can write down everything that might go wrong, all the pain you might experience, all the change and growth you have to go through, all the sacrifices, all the disappointments that you have to experience on the way to this goal, you can actually make a really awesome list of pretty much everything you potentially will go through on the way to accomplishing this goal. And this is really powerful because once you have this list, you can now choose to embrace it. You can say, you know what? These are the things that could happen on the way to this goal. Is it worth it to me or is it not? That's the question. Is it worth it to me to build a really awesome, profitable business, even though I'll have to work 60 hours for 3 years? Is it worth it to me to have an awesome relationship with my spouse, even though I'll have to lean into tough conversations all the time? You can decide up front before you experience that pain, before you experience the sacrifice that's required, that you are going to push through it because the outcome is worth it to you. Whatever that goal that is really clear, specific, and emotionally engaging for you, whatever that goal is, you can make a list of things and decide to embrace them and decide that it's worth it to you up front. That's a really, really powerful step to being able to accomplish your goal faster and also suffer less on the way. So that's step two. Step three is just when the struggle comes, embrace it because you knew it was coming, right? So you have this goal, you have all the things that you think you might have to go through to accomplish it. And now when that struggle comes, when the dark days, the bad projections are made, when hope seems to be lost, now you have a list of things that you said, you know what? I knew this would have to be sacrificed. I knew I wouldn't get as much sleep as I want. I knew that I might have to change and grow who I am to accomplish this goal. I knew that was coming. Here it is. I'm not going to dwell on it. I am not going to succumb to negative cyclical emotions and thoughts around this area of my life just because it's here. I anticipated it. And you have to even do this for pain and struggle that you didn't anticipate in your list. Whatever it is, make sure that you're leaning into the thought that, yep, I committed to this goal because I decided previously that it was worth it. It was worth the pain and the struggle, the progress pain that I would have to overcome. And that is a 3-step process to making sure that you can make that decision to overcome the progress pain and suffer less. And I really, really hope, I encourage you that you can do this. You can overcome, you can achieve your goals. You have what it takes to overcome the challenges that face you today. You have the ingenuity, you have all the resources, you have the techniques and the knowledge that you need for today's struggles. Just go out there, get it done. I believe in you. And hey, until next time, get out there and create the impossible in your life. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please take a moment to like and subscribe. It really helps spread the message. And hey, I know you're the type of person who has big dreams for your life. You've got goals and you want to create a better future for yourself and your family. As a personal development coach, it's my job to help you identify and take action on whatever your next step is. So please take action right now. Click the link in the video description and book yourself a free 30-minute clarity call with myself. We'll talk about you, your challenges, and what the exact next step is for you. I can't wait to see how I can help you create the impossible in your life. So if that would be of service to you, if that would help, click the link in the video description, and I can't wait to talk to you soon.